Hello everyone. Today we discuss a topic which is a very basic topic, and this video is useful for those who are reading first time probability for school children as well as for college goers. Today's class basically will not discuss the fundamental things of probability, but rather than we discuss the background of probability, that what are the things are needed and how you can get the idea of introductory probability. So in next few video we go into deeper into that. Let's start. So first, probability is a very famous word. So in every case we try to discuss that what is the chance, what is the chance that it will happen, or what is the chance that it will not happen. That chance factor is related to probability. So probability means chance, that what is the how much percent you are sure that this will happen or not happen. So chance means probability. And what is probability theory? Probability theory means using mathematical logic, whatever chance we are thinking in abstract mind, that we can formulate. So from the abstract world to formulate or to get a concrete idea of the probability is probability theory. Now there are few, today's actually we will discuss few concepts in a very friendly manner, actually in a storytelling manner. So see, I have written something in the board. So I have written two things. Suppose I am giving some example. So suppose you are, you have a coin, you toss the coin. So what is the possibility? That either head or tail will come, no other option is there. Then but you don't know that whether head will come or tail will come, but you know that the total probable case is either head or tail. So these type of things are called random experiment, that is which is happening and whose outcome will be based on chance. I don't know which one will happen. So that kind of experiment is called random experiment. So the first concept is random experiment. Similarly, we have given another example, that throwing a die. So if you are playing a Ludo or something, you are throwing some die. So the die will roll and it will give you some number. But what are the numbers? The number will be from 1 to 6. We know that number will be 1 to 6, but we don't know that what will come. Either it will be 1 or 2 or 3 or 6. So that kind of experiment, when we know that this is by chance something is happening, that is called random experiment. Next, if I go for the next point, you see when we are tossing a coin, we have two options, head and tail, nothing else. So that is called the total outcome, that for a probability or for a random experiment, what may be the possibility. So head and tail. For throwing a die, if you throw a die, there will be 6 possibility. Either it will be 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 5 or 6. Okay. So this is the thing. Next, say these concepts are very, neck to neck concepts. So you try to understand in your own manner. The next concept is event. What is event? Now you see, suppose we are tossing a coin, say 100 times. Okay. Now if you take for one time, second time, third time, these all are one event. Understand? So what is the meaning of event? Event means when you are tossing a coin, this particular phenomena for one time, that is one event. Okay. So that is the idea for event. Now event may be simple, event may be composite. What is the meaning? So let me give some example. Suppose we have a random experiment that tossing a coin, okay, and so the event is this one, we are tossing. Say we try to find that head. If head will be there, then it will be head or tail. So these are all simple event. Parallelly, if I go for this one, say throwing a dice, and one event is there that getting an odd number. That means, what are the possibility? In this event, you can get either 1 or 3 or 5. So that is more than one possibility is there in that event. So this is called composite event. So I hope by example you can understand. So what is a simple event? The simple event means the answer should be unique, either head or tail. When it is composite, composite means there should be more than one answer. So either it is odd, so that means it is not only 1, it is 1, it may be 3, it may be 5. So basically we have to see the corresponding set of each event. If the set is containing more than one element, then roughly we can say this is a composite event. And when the set is containing a single element, then we can say this is a simple event. Okay, so I think you can understand this one. Then another few concept is there, which is called mutually exclusive event. So what is the meaning of mutually exclusive event? Mutually exclusive event means two events will be mutually exclusive. That means when one will be happening, the other will not happen. When one event will be happening, then the other will not happen. Okay, so we can just write that both can't happen together. So when one will happen, other will not happen. Suppose you are tossing a coin. So when you are getting head, that means you are not getting tail. When you are getting tail, that means you are not getting head. So when head is happening, then tail is not happening. When tail is happening, head is not happening. So that is one mutually exclusive event. Similarly, so we can give the example that tossing. So if head will happen, then tail will not happen. If tail will happen, then head will not happen. Say another example we can give, say throwing a die. So here, say we can say the event is either you are getting odd number or even number. So when one number will come, say it is 1, then you are getting odd number. So if you are getting odd number, then you are not getting even number. If you are getting even number, that is 2, 4 and 6, then you are not getting any odd number. So these are mutually exclusive. That is, when one will happen, the other will not happen. Okay. Then another concept is that, which is called mutually exhaustive. So these two are very nearby concept, but you have to understand it. Exclusive means when one will happen, the other will not happen. Now what is exhaustive? The exhaustive event means several events are said to be mutually exhaustive if at least one of them must happen. What is the meaning? Suppose, again I am giving some examples so that you can understand. So this idea is, sometimes you feel like this is mutually exclusive, but no, these two are very separate idea. Suppose you are tossing a coin. So when you are tossing a coin, then you know out of head and tail, at least one will happen. So these head and tail are mutually exhaustive event. So if there are two events, so if you give some example, so if you take the toss, so if there are two events, event number 1 is head and event number 2 is tail, then you know at least one of them will happen. So these are called mutually exhaustive event. Let me give some more example. Let me give some more examples. Say throwing a die. So here say we have taken event 1, event 2. So E1, E2, E6, this will be mutually exhaustive because we know out of these 6 at least one will happen. Okay, but if or in other case, if we have chosen say E1 equals to odd and E2 equals to even, then also we can say E1 and E2 are mutually exhaustive. So for a single random experiment, you can choose your event carefully so that you have multiple options for being mutually exhaustive. See, if we have thrown a die, so we have taken each one of the event as a single element. So this is also mutually exhaustive. Again, if we take the same concept in this manner, that odd or even, so this will be also mutually exhaustive. Okay, so this is some of the things. Now, what will be your job? Out of this example, that throwing a die or tossing a coin, you try to create one situation where it should be mutually exclusive but not exhaustive, and vice versa. So you try that. Now, suppose sometimes there are some problems like say there are two coins. So one coin is fine, we know the outcome will be head or tail. So suppose there are two coins. So coin number 1, coin number 2. Two coins we are tossing. So what will happen? Here we have two options, either head or tail. Here also we have two options, either head or tail. So if two coins happen, I mean toss happens simultaneously, then what will be the output? Either first one will be head, second one will be head, or first one will be head, second one will be tail, or first one will be tail, second one will be head, or first one will be tail, second one will be tail. There are 4 possibilities. So what are the possibilities? HH, HT, TH, TT. Understand? So we can find that. So there is another way. So you can make a table like this. Say this is coin 1 and this is coin 2. In coin 1 we have head and tail. In coin 2 we have head and tail. Now this will be like, you can feel like multiplication, HH, HT, TH, TT. So which is this set? Now this is pretty easy because we can do it manually. Now if I go for the second case, like we are throwing two dice. Okay, so in one die there is an option 1 to 6. In the second die the same option is there, 1 to 6. So then what will be the possibility? So if we have thrown two dice, say, then also we can make this table. So this is say die 1, this is die 2. It has possibility 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the possibility? Either both should be 1 or 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. Likewise 6, 1, 6 2, 6 3, 6 4, 6 5, 6 6. Understand? So when we have multiple event, that is not a single experiment, we have multiple experiment going together, then what will be the combination of their outcome? So now you see how many elements are there in the table. Total there are 36 elements. 6 into 6. So total there are 36 elements. Okay. So total 36 probable outcome may be possible. In the previous case there are 4 elements. So there are 4 probable outcome may be possible. Now if I just mix these two, suppose, see this carefully, suppose we are tossing a coin and we are throwing a die. These two event is happening simultaneously. Then what will be the outcome possibility? Okay. So say head and tail, when we are tossing a coin and there it is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So what is the possibility? Either head and 1, head and 2, head 3, head and 4, head and 5, head and 6, or tail and 1. How many possibilities are there? 12. So how we have got this? See, when we toss, so there are outcomes are head and tail. So total number is 2. And when we throw a die, so outcome is 1 to 6. So number is 6. So if you multiply, you get 12. So total there will be 12 elements. So what is my idea is that you please study this basic part and then you study this formula that what is called NPR, what is NCR. You study this preliminary. Very soon in the next lecture, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, in the next lecture we start the main probability and we give you the aspect or give you the idea of probability and we give you how you can calculate the probability for any kind of problems. Thank you very much. For any query, please feel free to write me. Thank you.